The first time I went to a networking event, I felt like a fraud. The first time I walked into an event, I didn't think I belonged. So what I'm bringing to you in this episode, but also at Be You Brand Live in September 25th, 26th, 27th in Las Vegas, is the money talk. And I am gathering almost, I'm going to say almost because I'm sure there is more that I don't know yet, almost all the women that are building community around the United States to show you not only that it's possible for you, but also to show you how each and every one of those women are building community in a different way. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ati Grinspun. I'm a personal branding coach and business strategy, and I help you, coaches and service providers, figure it out what to post, what to do on and off social media so you can consistently get clients and grow your business. Welcome, my friends, to the first time that I am doing the podcast live on this account, on the Be Brand Live account. And today's topic is for you. If you're building your business, even if you're at the very beginning and you're still afraid of charging your worth, you're still afraid every time you make a sale that you won't be able to do it again. This conversation is for you if you are feeling isolated in building a business. I mean, we're all building businesses from our home offices, right? So when I was envisioning Be You Brand Live this year, and Be You Brand Live is an extension of me. It's an extension of my journey. It's an extension of how I am getting everything I desire, one step at a time, not just in my business, not just as money goals, but in my life. Because if you're here, most likely you are a passion-driven, heart-centered woman in business that started your business because you loved something, you're passionate about something, and you said to yourself, oh my God, I can make this my living, and I can show other people how I did it. That is how most of my clients get to me and how I'm here. When I was centering to my heart, what is the experience that I want to give the attendees this year, money and community were at the center of the conversation. Because when I look at my own journey, my two biggest challenges are now my two biggest assets. And one is overcoming my own fear around money, my own shame around money, and limiting beliefs around money. And on the other side, while now I have the most amazing community and my network is amazing. I have a network of the top women in business. It wasn't always like that. The first time I went to a networking event, I felt like a fraud. The first time I walked into an event, I didn't think I belonged. So what I'm bringing to you today in this particular episode, but also at Be You Brand Live in September 25th, 26th, 27th in Las Vegas, is the money talk. And I am gathering almost, I'm going to say almost because I'm sure there is more that I don't know yet, almost all the women that are building community around the United States to show you not only that it's possible for you, but also to show you how each and every one of those women are building community in a different way. Some of them are building community around a coaching program. Some are building community around a common belief. Some are building community through networking, and that is actually their product. Some are building community through their faith. Community is literally the backbone of everything I do, and is when I started building community, my business exploded. And I told the story many times, but I'm going to tell you the story again. But I want to go back also to the topic of money. If you have never been at Be You Brand Live, you need to understand this. Be You Brand Live is not a networking event. Be You Brand Live is a room for you to have the breakthroughs right there and then. Because while I have been to many amazing events, a lot of the events that I have been to and that I see out there, you are there to absorb knowledge, and then you actually have to act on that knowledge on your own. And while there is obviously power on that, right? Because you can't learn everything right there and then. What I've learned, even on my own experience, is I leave these rooms with notes, with a notebook like this thick. And then basically that's adding to my to-do list. And if you're a business owner, I know that probably your to-do list is so fucking long. The last thing you want is to add anything to it. So when I am thinking of who I am bringing as speakers, as facilitators, as the people on our panels, I am looking at how are we going to provide you with a breakthrough right there and then. Now, if you want the link to the tickets and to all of that, do me a favor and comment breakthrough in the comments. And if you are listening on the podcast, DM me breakthrough on Instagram. You also have all the information for the event on the show notes. But what I want you to really understand is that in order for you to change whatever is stopping you, thinking about it is actually what is keeping you stuck. So what does that mean when it comes to money and when it comes to community? When it comes to money, there is so many layers around selling, receiving money, making money, holding money, investing money. The layers and the nuances are so freaking many. So my goal at Be Run Live, with the experience people that we're bringing, with the talks that we are having around money, is to help you shift your belief around money and your feelings and emotions around money right there and then. Right there and then. Why? Because, and if you have been following me for a while, you know I'm very fucking passionate about this. I know that even when you're putting prices to your packages, to your services, you may be feeling shame around it. When you are selling, quote unquote, and that goes down to content, talking about your offer, talking about why you're good at what you do, why people should hire you, you have shame, guilt, fear of what people are going to think. This is a story that actually came out inside of the Be Run Academy this week. We had a client who sold her first $2,000 package. Now, this person was selling $200 sessions, and we rework all of her pricing, and she sold in the first week that we rewrote her packages a $2,000 package. Now, immediately after she sold it, she did make the money. She started crying and she freaked out. And it felt like, and she started going in the spiral like, am I going to be able to provide this transformation? Is this going to be worth it for my client? Is all these thoughts. And what happens in your business for you to actually create this on repeat? If you are afraid of losing the money, hello, that was me for many years. If you are looking at your bank account, even when there is money in there, and you're thinking, oh, I can't spend this money because this is going to go away. Guess what you, my friend, are attracting into your life? You're attracting more of that. Because every action, this is not even about being woo, every action, every decision that you're making is rooted in those feelings. That is why when you hear people say you need to make decisions from where you want to be instead of from where you're at, that is what people mean. Because if you already were making the money you want to make, would you make X move? Would you invest in the coach? Would you invest in the event? Would you invest in the mentoring? Whatever the case may be for you. Would you actually be overworking if you didn't have fear that it's going to go away? There is so many nuances, so many layers of this. And what I've known now for a while, from my own experience and from working with mentors that have helped me through these, which I'm bringing to you at Be Your Brand Live, is that lives in the body. While we think the thoughts, a lot of those things live in the body. So some of the experiences that we are going to have at Be Your Brand Live are there to get you in touch with your body again. They are there to get you aware of the feelings, thoughts, and limiting beliefs that you have. And we are going to literally work through them in there, in the room. I want to tell you a little anecdote about this. Last year, when we did a breathwork session, it was so fucking powerful. And my husband walked into the event while we were having the breathwork session. And some of the women were crying. Some of the women were yelling. They were releasing, right? There was all this emotion being released. It was so fucking powerful. And my husband was like, what the fuck is happening here? But this is the thing. That is the work required to shift truly at an identity level from where you're at and from who you are today to where you want to go, to who you want to be. This is so beyond just the money that you want to make. And this is where, when you hear other people talk about, it's not even about the money, it's who you become in the pursuit of that income or of that dream, right? Like for me, the money is important because I want to live a fucking amazing life. Like we're leaving for Japan in 5 days on a 2-week vacation. Like that it started with me deciding that I was not okay with having, a week off a year, even though I had my own business. I'm like, hell fucking no. I want magic. I want amazing vacations. I want to see the world. I want to travel. I want my kid to see the world. And literally, when I made the decision, it started happening. But because I started making the decision, how does this woman that has a business that closes 2 weeks out of the year, actually we close 5 weeks out of the year, and I travel way more than that, but that's not the point. Like the whole idea is like, how is she moving? What decisions is she making? So this year at Be Your Brand Live, what we are doing is we're truly having those experiences. And then when we talk about community is not just women hugging. Community, when it comes to your business, is everything. Have you ever heard the saying, it's all about who you know? I want to break it down to you. Yes and no. While it is all about who you know, I think that saying has this connotation about you coming from a connected family and that coming given to you and that coming in a way that is almost not deserved. Well, I'm going to shift it for you. You get to insert yourself in any community you want. And you do this, number one, by being authentic and not trying to be something you're not, which is something that we'll talk extensively at Be Your Brand Live, but also by stepping into your power and putting yourself in the rooms with the women that are already doing the things that you want to do. There is so much nuance to this. Because you may put yourself in a room and think that you're not ready. You may go into that room and you may think, oh my God, these women are so much more ahead than me. That is the whole fucking point. That you start seeing possibility. That you start seeing that your situation, your fear, maybe your imposter syndrome, you're not alone. Several times here in the podcast, I share the story about me going to an event in 2019. And I actually was invited to go as a photographer. And I thought, oh my God, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready. And I was already considering going to this event. And my thought around the event was, I'm not ready. Maybe next year. My business is not there yet. Well, that event, which was called Mommy Millionaire in 2019 by Kayla Craft, changed my fucking life. I sat in the room. Actually, we were standing through an exercise where the speaker, I can't even tell you who the speaker was, I don't remember, but where the speaker said, close your eyes, and if you have fear in your business, raise your hand. And then she made us open our eyes. And we looked around, and every single woman in the room had their hand up. This was in 2019, you guys. If you heard my origin story, you know that 2019 was my fucking dark year of the soul. And I literally made $20,000 in the whole fucking year. It was crazy. And this was not on my skills. This was on my beliefs about money. This was my rebirth. This was my ego death from me going from bartending to being business owner. And I am actually fucking grateful for that journey. I'm grateful for the version of me that kept going. I'm grateful for the version of me that kept crying. I'm grateful for the version of me that kept believing that if I kept digging in my psyches and in my beliefs and in my emotions, I could get out of there. And I did, right? And I keep doing this every single day, every single day, every single day, because every single day I want more. I want expansion. I have more ideas, and I have more ideas for travel, for things for my business, for all these things, because there is always something else that you are going to want. And that doesn't make your journey or where you're at bad. You are just on your way there. That event was life-changing. And since then, I've been going to events every single year, but I am still friends with the women that I met at that event. And some of the women that were at that event are making 10 times, 20 times, 100 times the money that I'm making, which it's impressive. And I look at them as possibility. So that investment in time, in me going, I actually ended up going and I did photos for the event for free, but those were hundreds of people that I photographed. So what you don't pay in money, you pay either on time, on service, on whatever it is. That investment keeps giving and giving and giving, right? But also because I took the teaching, I took the shift that I had during that event to become who I am becoming daily, still till this day. I wanted to share that because money, the money talk, is not just the money talk. Is shifting how you see money. Is shifting how you feel money. Is shifting how you relate to money. Is shifting how you actually show up to talk about money. And I saw a post from somebody that works in that realm of money. And she was like, as I kept talking about money in my social media, and she said something along the lines like, when I look at a pack of cereal and it's like $10.99 or something like that, I have to think to myself, how am I actually showing up to talk about money? What made me think was like, okay, are you truly believing in what you preach when it comes about money? Because recession and crisis in the world, you guys, has happened since the beginning of times. And since the beginning of times has been people, I'm going to say people, but I'm really wanting to talk just about women, honestly. But sometimes we need to look at the world in general to understand that in any moment of crisis, especially money crisis, like political crisis, there is also opportunity. And you, as a woman in business, you have a choice. You have a choice on what you do, what you believe. You have a choice on what kind of information you let into your world. You, as a woman and as a business owner, you have the choice to regulate your nervous system around your beliefs around money. So when it comes to Be Brand Live, you're going to have the choice. But are you open to let go of all the societal bullshit that we were told that you can only make X amount of money, that you are worthy of only X? People like us don't do that. People like us don't achieve X. Guys, I always tell my husband this, like where I am from in Argentina and my past and my relationship with money, I am probably the less likely person to have that kind of mindset, but I chose that. And that is what I'm bringing to you when it comes to Be Your Alive and the money talk. It's not just money talk, because the problem with just money talk is that you can desire a new belief and you can make the decision mentally that you're like, okay, this is the new belief I want to have. But if you're still having your emotions inside of your body, and this is where we are getting to the why it's so important to be in the room, to have the actual experience. So then you can actually take it home and repeat it over and over and over and over, but you know what the experience is, right? And when you start actually having new feelings and new emotions and new visions, instead of having the past be the one that is ruling every thought, every idea, every fear, everything that you are creating in your life, this event is going to shift everything for you. So if you are the woman who is stepping into her power, this is the room for you. This is a room for you to be surrounded with other women doing the work together. There is nothing like the energy of being in a room doing the work with other women that are as inspired by life. They are pulled by a vision of the future, of who they are becoming, who they want to become, and leave the room completely fucking changed. I want to leave you with a few resources here on Instagram, but also on the podcast. I am leaving for Japan on Tuesday, and I had the most amazing meditation this morning about how do I leave you for 2 weeks with something that you can chew on, and you can even start changing this before you ever get in the room in Be Your Alive. Last year, I hosted a masterclass called the 300K Blueprint Masterclass. And I share my biggest breakthroughs when it came to energy and money moves, but I broke it down in a way that it was so easy and so palpable for women to actually understand why this inner work is so fucking important. So if you made it this far and you want tickets to the event, if you're watching live on Instagram, or if you're watching the replay on Instagram, DM me breakthrough, or comment breakthrough, or comment or DM me 300K. And I will send you the replay to the 300K Blueprint Masterclass. I am going to tell you the things that I've heard from women going through that 90-minute training and a hypnosis meditation that it's included with that training is like no other. Because this is for the woman that is still like, you're reading the books, you're kind of doing the money work, you are doing the affirmations, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? Nothing is changing, not even inside of you. It's not even on the outside, right? Because manifestation takes time. However, nothing is changing inside of you. You still feel guilt, shame, fear, and you feel shitty about showing up and making money and asking for money and posting on social media and stepping into your power. So comment or DM me 300K for the 300K Blueprint Masterclass, or breakthrough for the link to tickets to the event. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you go and build your most Be You brand, your most authentic and an unapologetic and powerful brand around who you are, what you do, who you want to serve, and the difference that you want to make in the world. I love you, and I'll see you soon.